Feeling? Your man Unlearn the World, Rent the Vinyl Archaeologist. This is True Skool TV, radio, podcast, television, live from Youth Radio in downtown Oakland. We feeling good. Ren's getting his life. You feeling good?
Yeah.
All right. And we here with the legendary Kev Choice.
Wow.
How you feeling, bro?
Feeling blessed, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm blessed in 2019.
Yeah,
Wow.
indeed. It's a great time to start off. You know, it's a great way to start off the year having you as a guest. We don't really have guests, so like you being the first guest of the year.
Yeah, we're lining it up now.
We putting things in perspective.
I love, you know what? I love playing that role. Like this shit started.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
I can be the test. I can be the whatever.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So for those who don't know, you know what I mean? Let's put them on to your biography, discography, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Talk about yourself.
Well,
all that stuff.
Kev Choice. I'm up here in Oakland, California. You know, music has always been my purpose, my calling. Started off as a piano player and an MC. You know, at a very young age, like 11 years old. You know, studying music, studying classical jazz, but you know, just being heavily involved in hip hop. Being in Oakland in that era.
Totally.
You know, the early 90s era, you know, just had so much hip-hop was just such a vibrant part of what we did. You know,
For sure.
freestyling on the corner, you know, homies in graffiti, you had crews like Hieroglyphics, you had crews like Hobo Junction. So I was pretty much that young kid around watching all of that happen, going to my piano lessons, you know what I'm saying, and then coming out ciphering, you know, going to Berkeley, long story short, you know, went to college, graduated, got a master's degree.
Where'd you go to college?
Xavier University in New Orleans, and also Southern Illinois University.
Yeah. Musical city, New Orleans in itself.
Yeah, New Orleans, man, that's a whole nother interview.
All the things.
I was in New Orleans during the time, you know, Cash Money, and all of them was just starting.
That's crazy.
Or No Limit.
Yeah.
So seeing Young Judy when he first dropped, seeing Lil Wayne.
Word.
Child Prodigy. Like Lil Wayne was a child prodigy. They kind of brought up.
That makes sense. Yeah. That makes
Bow Wow shit. You know, but he was Lil Wayne.
Yeah, that's totally it.
My college was in Hollywood, so you know that was still to be around that.
Totally.
You know, and then just coming back home after getting a degree, you know, never wanted to really be in the classical world, but you know, doing hip hop shit, ended up touring with all kind of artists from Michael Franchi to Wale, Lyrics Born, I, all the way to Lauryn Hill, all the way to Too Short, and you know, just doing all of that stuff as a musician, and then at some point, like, you know what, I've always had my own music, my own voice, and you know, after the Lauryn Hill tour, really, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna focus on Kev Choice.
Exactly. And then speaking of finding your voice, right? You also are a vocalist. You also, you know what I'm saying, write and arrange songs, R&B or whatever you want to name it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to categorize it, but like
I'm a lyricist.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just now getting on the I call it melodic. You know,
the melodic wave. Yeah,
I'm
the
definitely
crooner.
I'm not trying to, you know, but I just use my voice in different ways. But I mean, I grew up in the real MC. Like I used to just like how we
battling.
Yeah, battling. All of that stuff. Like, man, like I come up in that era. You know, all the cats. Like that's you said you rapped. You had the battle.
Automatic. Had the cipher. You had to be able to come off the top of the head.
You could just be like, I rap. I got a demo. I got a mixtape. I rap right now.
Exactly. I was just having that conversation. We was in the office yesterday, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, certain rappers, I know as much as they rap or much as they're known for rapping, I know for a fact they don't have the 16 in the tuck, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody, kick a verse. They don't got the one ready to go. Like, you know what I mean? And they're not freestyling. But, you know, it's one of those things, steel sharp and steel, you got to be around some real players to, like, get it popping on that case. You know what I'm saying?
I was definitely fortunate to be around that in town, growing up in Oakland, in New Orleans, and also when I went to Southern Illinois, Chicago. Chicago brothers get down. It's not a joke. Shout out to Chicago. Shout out to the West Side, South Side, everything. You know what I mean? So you've traveled the world. You know what I'm saying? You are what we would recognize as a nationally touring artist, musician, all of those things. Europe, I'm assuming. Asia, I'm assuming. You know what I mean? All of that. I mean, what is your experience in terms of the way people receive your music in the hometown versus like outside in the world and like, you know? It's like performing like when I perform at home, it's like performing for family,
Yeah.
You know, you get that love, but it's like a comforting love, it's an encouragement love. Going around the world, like people don't realize like there's not a lot of people that do
I know.
So you go other places, they're almost.
And it's weird because we think that things are saturated. We think everybody's a rapper, everybody trying to drop a mixtape or sing or be an artist, but like compared to like other people in the world, there's a very small minority of people who actually do that.
And especially being, from America, being from Bay Area, like there's people who it's such a novelty for them. You might go to Switzerland and find an underground record store where all they do is research Bay Area artists.
Yeah.
And they got all the vinyl from back in the cool days. Underground.
Yeah. No, I mean
it's SIBO.
It's crazy. It's crazy how the Bay Area has had that influence. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Drake, for example. He says in a lot of his interviews, the first rap albums he ever bought or were ever bought for him were Mac Dre rap albums, which is why he shouts out Mac Dre a lot in his records. You know what I'm saying? So, and it almost breeds new life into like the interest in Bay Area music. For example, like Jordan Peele he's coming out with a movie called Us, and he used I Got Five on it as the theme. And he kind of like got it like, he added live instrumentation and made it so that it's hella spooky and dark. But I just read an article where there's a spike in the streaming for
it brought it back to life.
Yeah, it brought it back to life totally.
It's a good story, my junior high school, Westlake Junior High School, like 5 years.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm actually going to start teaching classes.
My class at that school, my first rap group was called Brothers of Attention. Lewis, DJ D-Sharp.
Okay.
D-Sharp, yeah.
That was new rap. Junior high.
What year is this?
This is like early 90s.
Okay. Crazy.
So, we are,
nice.
And at that school was also the Who Riders.
Did you go to a performing arts high school?
I was in Skyline, but it was, it was designated. Okay. Public school, we just the only school that had a jazz band or a choir, choir.
Yeah.
Orchestra.
Nice.
That was hard.
That's crazy. I mean, D-Sharp people know as the Golden State Warriors DJ, also an accomplished DJ unto himself, and y'all came up together.
Yeah, nice. It's good to see everybody doing it.
Right. So growing up now, you have your own records. You put out your own projects. You know what I'm saying? Like you working on a current project, right?
Yeah, working on a current project.
Cool. You know what I mean? Like what's been the reception in terms of like your current projects and building anticipation? Just speaks about being like an independent artist. You know what I'm saying? And Oakland and the Bay Area as a whole is like the hub for that.
It's crazy because I feel like I'm still trying to create that project that pushes me to the next level. I'm known as a musician for my shoe fans know my project when I put out like 5 albums. I feel like Oakland music kind of like people are like, oh, this is good rap, and he puts out his own music.
Right. You set the tone.
Notice it, like I gotta write up in these first. Right. People actually take notice, and I put out a couple of other artists.
Yeah, I went to the opening, your release party at Yoshi.
Yeah, Yoshi. So I started doing that, like
that was crazy.
Releasing albums, doing release parties, doing it at Yoshi too. Always.
Exactly.
And all like an all-star cast. That's what I really appreciate about that show is you bring out all the.
Yeah, I think I brought out like Locksmith on that show.
Yes.
Yeah. Jennifer John.
Of course. I always try to pull in people.
The hometown heroes.
Yeah. Just to bring us together and let us show that we're they're connected. Support each other throughout the community. So I'm always trying to do that. Last year, it was interesting because I worked on the symphony most of the years. So I put out.
Which symphony?
The Open Symphony.
Oh, okay.
Hip-hop symphony.
That's
nice.
amazing.
I curated one of their mixtapes.
That's amazing.
Really?
Yeah, one of the mixtape shows, I brought Coffrey, Jazz Mafia's Adam.
Oh yeah.
Adam, yeah.
So I did one of those too. Like I feel like the Shark and Wayne. And like the person that did the Uptown.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to the Uptown. Shout out to Adam. I'm actually doing a show at the Uptown, March 28th with Jazz Mafia. Yeah, you know, live instrumentation. So I want, because I'm an artist, I produce, right? And I love production beats and rapping over beats, but I also perform a lot with live bands. Talk to us about like the difference between like the DJ beat feel versus like working with a live band and doing hip hop.
Working with a live band is one of my things. People in my band is always trying to keep, especially in hip hop, like you gotta try to keep a certain element, a certain energy, a certain pocket.
Word.
You know, when a band gets too loose or it's not, you know, like if I bring it, if you like bring a beat to me and I'm like, yo, kid, I want your band to play this beat. I'm gonna try to make it stay as close to that beat as possible. And then you have the flexibility. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, maybe you're doing a solo, maybe you're doing more hits or transitions.
Yeah.
The live band just gives you more arrangement possibilities, like how you intro into it, how you exit out of it, how you flip it.
Exactly.
But you still want to keep the feel, you know, and the energy of the hip hop, especially it's a certain loop. You want that loop.
Exactly. You want to keep that. You want to keep that pressing. Exactly.
You don't want the horn player just going John Coltrane over the loop. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's a 2-bar loop, do the 2-bar loop. Keep the drum, keep the pocket, and then maybe at the end you can flip it and expand and build. Like that's to me that's the beauty of the live band. It gives you more possibilities to take something from the hip hop context and make it more vibrate.
But as musicians, you also have to have people who have that hip hop context as well.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's difficult. You know, even with the when I did the open symphony piece, like you know, you have to really, you know, write out the rhythms in the exact way so they can read it exactly effectively, so that it doesn't get lost in translation.
Especially considering like a lot of, I would imagine a lot of symphony musicians are not familiar with the hip hop vibe or pop, like, you know what I mean? Like, so you gotta like almost educate them.
Yeah,
Which is actually a good segue. You are an artist educator. You know what I'm saying? You work with Oakland School of Arts. I think you and I worked together at Heads Up like a couple years back. Head Royce, you know what I'm saying, for the Heads Up program or Head Royce.
How long you been working? How long you been teaching over there?
I've been teaching at OSA for like 4 years.
Okay.
Working at OSA.
Shout out to OSA because they're amazing, talented kids, you know. For real.
I've always been involved in education here and there, like different programs throughout Oakland, Hotel Jazz Workshop, Oakland Public Conservatory, which is still 51 Oakland, where they put artists and residents.
Oh, I heard about it, yeah.
Council mine or back, but right now that's it's always, you know, I've had mentors in my life who I feel like put me on the path, kept me on the path of musician, so I always feel it's important to give back. Give back. It's something that so many kids need somebody possibility. Like, yo, you want to be a singer, you want to be an artist, it's possible.
Right.
Yeah. Put in this work.
And here's exactly give them some sort of roadmap for themselves to.
And a role model like yourself who's doing it. You know.
So that's kind of how I look at myself, a role model, somebody who's open up the door to possibilities. I got kids who come up to me, who write songs, and probably never shared the song. They never get in that space. Like their parents might not, you know, listen to them when they're teachers, like, you know, they might be too shy, but, you know, after you get comfortable, they're like,
Exactly. Yeah. It's powerful.
You don't know what verse or chord, you just write what you feel.
Thoughts. Exactly.
It's helping to be.
And does it? Because as I teach, I know that it helps me with my own creativity to be able to like reinforce those kind of lessons and those tools and those resources about like song structure and like, you know what I'm saying, knowing that it just helps me with my own stuff. Did you find that it helped you in terms of crafting your own records?
No, I definitely I feel like the main thing is being around that.
Totally.
A lot of the stuff I've learned, they haven't learned. Sometimes you go, maybe I don't have to. We can trying to be well. I never want to force the way I was taught on somebody. Like give them the foundation or the technique, the structure, but also try to leave it open to new possibilities. They're gonna take music in a different direction, maybe art direction. It's like we took funk, soul, and jazz, put it in hip hop. The jazz musician was trying to teach young kids jazz. He was teaching you to learn hip hop. Like that's what you gotta learn from your own experimentation.
So you're pretty open to music then. I mean, dealing with kids. I mean, you know, there's a whole generation gap people always talk about these days. You know, I don't think that there's that much of a generation gap, to be honest, because it's a wide, diverse range of music that young people are making. You know, you got your Logics, but you also got your, you know, other types of artists. So the people call them mumble rap or whatever. Right. You know what I mean? But you also have the young cats who are like on the more conscious tip. You know, so people kind of, I think that's the problem. One of the problems is, you know, we generalize things. You know, hip hop is one way or another way. Or
I try to be open to what the youth are experiencing, and what they're feeling. You know, I remember, you know, going to my elders, like when I was doing my classical stuff and jazz stuff, I almost had to hide the fact that I was making beats.
Or that you were rapping.
They would have looked at me like so they wouldn't even been open to the possibility. They would have been like, oh, okay, well maybe take this Chopin and flip it into a sample. Like, they wouldn't even, so at least I'm trying to be open to the possibility, like, okay, if a kid comes to me, like, you know, especially at OSA, because they have so much musical that already made, so many people. So they might be like, well, I don't want to learn that this score.
Word.
On recital.
Okay.
Or can I interpret this video game stuff on piano, and I gotta be like, okay,
Exactly, it's meeting them where they're at.
yeah, but also you still gotta learn the technique. You gotta learn the skill. You gotta know the difference between that's gonna make you
The foundation, you know what I'm saying? And it also helps for traditional, for carrying on tradition, which is that when we speak about the generational gap, I think the generational gap comes from not carrying on tradition. As like, for example, for hip hop, just as a genre, right? We moved away for a lot of different reasons, but mainly because they were suing us to death, right? We moved away from samples, which made us get more creative, which made producers actually become musicians to have to like arrange original compositions and all of that. But as we move away from sampling, we're no longer familiar with the jazz artists that, like, you know, people like Tribe were sampling. We're no longer familiar with the funk artists that, like, people like Kool Herc were using in their records, and like, so we're not familiar. So we were creating that generational divide because we no longer have that information coming to us. So now that we're in this space where it's like, all right, hip hop has original composition, we've moved away a little bit from sampling. Yeah. That's my man. That's my man. Small world. He Radioactive. You used to cypher with him?
Oh, all the time. That was my roommate on tour.
That's crazy, because Radioactive is like, he grew up, he's like childhood friends with my cousin from Boston. You know what I mean? That's wild. Shout out to Radioactive. We out here.
What's up, Radio?
Yep. You know what I'm saying? Ren's here too. Ren know you. Motherfuckers is famous out here. But it's just the generational divide, I think, is rooted in like not being able to, or not being aware of older music. And I think by being a teaching artist, you're able to like kind of bring those traditions back and bring them into the forefront of the consciousness and the minds of the kids that we're in. But let's get into some music. I know we got some Kev Choice music that we're gonna play. Is there a song in particular, or we just going with whatever?
I was gonna go with that the D Sharp remix.
Yeah, that's that.
Let's get it. Let's get it. If you just tuning in, we live and direct, True Skool TV, podcast, whatever you want to call it. Typically 12:30 to 1:30, 12 to 1, depends. But it's a Friday. We out here free and alive. True Skool TV, Kev Choice in the building, Ren the Vinyl Archaeologist, your man Unlearn the World. We live on IG, we live on Facebook. Check us out, follow us, do all that good shit. We get into some Kev Choice. Let's go.
about that life. Yeah, hey, it's the type of music in my mind when I first wake up. Keep the styles original, so you ain't gonna mistake us. We about to run the game, the kicks already laced up. That's about as good as when Curry put a tray up, or better yet, a layup. We about to bring the bay up. Always been committed, represented it from day one. Overcoming struggle, constant hustle in my nature. Know when to hold them and fold them. Go with the flow like a sailor. Flow is cold as a glacier. Flow is deep as a crater. I'm just speaking my mind and my brain is infinite layers. Music take you to places. Make it queer feel like a resort. Front porch at airport, let's take off. Till a struggle non-existent. Pain just a figment of your imagination. Sunshine glistening, blue sky vivid. Life no limit. We going on vacation Riviera,
kind of music that you smoke to. Roll up and roll over to someone who actually know you. Feel good about the circle you surround yourself with. Boy, my mama gon' go crazy seeing what her son did. Remember we used to motel hop loose in the crib. Now I'm just checks away from purchasing multiple cribs. And still, my niggas know what it is. I put it all on my shoulder, put it all on my shoulder. The shit that I go through be affecting my shows, but I reflected and grow, got a professional soul. Nah, don't wanna step on your toes. You can make a call too after you don't answer the phone. Guess they taking me wrong. If you mistake my
what y'all know about that Kev Choice, boy? What y'all know about that Kev Choice? Fire. What's the name of that record?
Called That Life.
That Life. That's off the Oakland Riviera joint?
Yep.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. Go check that. Is that on all the streaming services and all that shit? Or you got a Bandcamp?
That's on like YouTube and I want to say like on it might be on iTunes too.
It's on Spotify. I'm playing it now.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Make sure you follow my man on Spotify, all the digital outlets and all that shit. SoundCloud, Instagrams, all the social medias. How you dealing with social media? What's your?
I feel like social media is a great tool to connect to the audience. Let people know about what I'm doing as an artist. I try to engage with it.
Right.
Sometimes I'll be pulling back. Sometimes I feel like I need to just.
You be taking the breaks.
Yeah,
social media breaks.
I don't try to make a big announcement about it, but I just pull back for a minute, but just and kind of just if I feel myself like engaging in stuff that's not being productive.
Totally.
I feel like you got to make it productive, and it's hard.
It's a tool. I think people get so caught up in it, they think it's life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's you have to differentiate. But
I have a question. So, we just mentioned in the beginning that you started the year off playing with opening for Lauryn Hill, and you also mentioned you toured with her back in 2006.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you have a different perspective, clearly from Robert Glasper. I just want to get into that a little bit. Robert Glasper talked mad shit. What are your thoughts? I mean, about some of the claims he made. He was saying that Lauryn doesn't pay musicians. I mean.
Well, I guess more specifically, what has your experience been with Miss Hill in terms of just opening up for her, touring with her? What was the experience in and of itself?
Word.
Well, I mean, first off, I feel like we have to acknowledge the extreme talent and gift that Miss Hill. I still call her Miss Hill, even though
big facts.
The respect that I have for her, that she has given to us in the music, in my generation, of our generation,
big facts.
The message in her music, the spiritual presence that she is always trying to uphold, even amongst all of the turmoil, even amongst all of the controversies, her consciousness has always been very clear, even when it's been controversial or people thought she was going off the deep end. I have the utmost amount of respect for her, reverence, I would almost say, and not just from I've heard people say, oh, she's only put out one album. The Miseducation wasn't her solo album. But we have to acknowledge before that the Fugees album, which was at that time the biggest hip hop album of all time.
Right.
I mean, she's arguably part of two of the best hip hop albums in the history of hip hop, but probably arguably two of the best albums musically
albums
in history.
And as a live artist during that time, the Fugees and Lauryn Hill were probably the best live hip hop act of that time. So she deserves a certain amount of respect and reverence. And even when she accepted her Grammys, if you go back and listen to her speeches, the spiritual depth, the consciousness that she was coming from, it's something that in the industry is not. Is taken for granted that she spoke in a certain way, in a certain manner, as a female MC.
Totally.
Because we can go down a list of the female
and as a black
MCs,
woman.
Yes, as a black woman, and see how some of the female MCs got to the top, and what type of music they were making, and what type of ways they had to portray themselves.
Right.
Now,
yeah, when that album came out,
and I attribute
the Jiggy era was like popping.
Right. But that leads me to segues to my point. Like, I attribute the entire neo soul movement to come off the heels off the Miseducation album.
Yeah, you can. I mean,
we don't really start paying attention to the Dillas and the Commons and the Talibs or the what I'm saying, even the Badus without having that album as a pretext to that.
Yeah, nah. And even Unplugged, like, I feel like, the lyricism, the vocal, the content of Unplugged itself.
Fam, Unplugged. There's certain songs on that Unplugged that I dumb out. Like, I can't even believe.
And Jen's just so number one, I have a lot of respect and reverence for her. So yeah, there was definitely some things that were tumultuous in dealing with the Miss Hill situation. But I feel like that was because of the structure of the industry, whether it be certain promoters, certain booking agents, certain people trying to control the situation, certain people trying to take over the dynamics of the financial situation. When I was working with Miss Hill, we had such a deep connection. I was damn near like the tour manager, booking my band, making sure they were all, because it was an all band of all Bay Area musicians, and it was like we had a connection and a trust that eventually got broken because of some dissension between the band members about a certain payment. A payment of that ended up being a payment of like a 2-week span, even though we played for like a whole year. So yeah, there's definitely, I mean, but if you can go down any artist in the industry, and there's gonna be some situations,
absolutely,
some shit with a payment or some shit where some discrepancies with how they act or how they treat people. I mean,
that's just the music industry as a whole, and you're dealing with artists, and artists in certain cases are egotistical, or they stay not even egotistical, it's standing in your power. It's like, what I'm saying, like, I'm humble, I'm cool, but let's not get it twisted, I'm popping.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just having that recognition and understanding that, and understanding your position in relation to that, I think it's key for any artist who's coming up, who's associating with bigger name artists or whatever the case is. And it just seems to me like just the way how often Lauryn Hill is out here is that Bay Area is probably one of her bigger markets. Same thing with like Yasin Bey and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of their bigger markets where people really come out regardless of whatever people are saying or feeling.
Regardless
she feels the energy out here. She
right, and she even did. She just did the meet and greet. Like, that's I've never heard of her doing a meet and greet.
Yeah,
that was a great plan.
Yeah,
it was dope. But I mean,
and people came out, right? It was the New Year Eve show. I mean, I'm saying not just to the meet and greet, but to the actual show. I mean, people didn't care that like all these things happen in other shows where
people be talking online about how it's gonna be
but it speaks to the power of her music. Now, your performance at that show, right? You opened up for her, right? You brought I think you brought out some folks from the band.
I brought out Jen Johns, Ryan Nicole.
Ryan Nicole, shout out to Ryan Nicole.
15 minutes, shout out to y'all. I had my whole ensemble. It was just a great opportunity, and it reminded me of just how deep and powerful her show is, because I got to see her show as well. Yeah. And even just going back to that, like, people speaking bad on her name, when there's so much in this industry. We got rappers and artists, who done shit like rape and murder,
big
child
facts,
molestation, and
big facts,
robberies, and criminals, and like, who done real time, some real hood, some real shit.
Word.
Like, Miss Hill went to jail on some tax shit.
Facts.
The government, the government put Miss Hill in jail, and we got all these artists we uplift. Oh, he made it up from hustling to selling drugs and pimping, but now he's a millionaire. Like, we uplift that. But here's a black woman who's a mother of 6, who brought a certain consciousness, a certain level of of just knowledge or spirituality to the whole music industry. And yeah, she's had turmoil, she's had heartbreak.
Word.
Like, but we don't
She's a human being.
support that.
Right.
Word.
And we try to, like, everybody's always tearing it down, making jokes. So I'll just be like, man, y'all on some bullshit with that, man. Miss Hill is she's a queen.
When we talked to Davey D, that's how he kind of felt too. He's like, what's Robert Glasper doing? Like, what's up with that? Have you ever met Robert Glasper?
I've met him a couple times. But like I said, we can all talk shit about somebody, but if you ain't called her and be like, you know what, how can I support you? Like, when I was working with her, I took a lot, I ain't gonna lie, I took a lot of shit that I wouldn't take from a lot of people. But I'm like, this is Miss Hill. Her music meant this much to me personally. It means so much to the world. Let me humble myself and try to help her through. I see that she's going through some things and she just needs people she can trust and support. It's just like as teachers, when you got a kid in the class, he might walk into class cussing everybody out. He might, be getting into fights. But this kid really probably needs more love than anybody else.
Absolutely.
Or we can just we can kick that kid out, suspend that kid, or or we can try to show him love. And so
it's context. Context is important. And putting things in appropriate context and all of that.
So I get real hype right now especially after seeing the show the other day. Like, me, Jen Johns, Gina Madrid.
Shout out to Gina Madrid. Hope her ankle's okay.
Compliments. We were all backstage, like, almost, like, in tears, like, how beautiful and powerful her performance was. The imagery, she had a song, she did a song that she had all the images of the police, people that being murdered in police brutality on the screen.
Man.
It was just powerful, man. Her message is a message we don't see in this industry. I don't know too many artists doing that. So I feel like we got to give her a little more respect and understanding. And yeah, I mean, of course, if she late for a show, just get your money back. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much disappointment we have in service in the world. Just get your money back and keep it pushing and go to if you don't want to go, don't go. That's the other thing. She's not tripping. She wants to perform for the people who respect and understand and appreciate. So if you don't want to go, you ain't gotta go.
Exactly. So where can people find you? Because I know you got to get out of here. Where can people find you? What are you currently working on
tonight, right?
Yeah,
you on tonight? What's up?
Tonight I'm doing a special guest appearance. It's really they're doing a Black Star sound set.
Nice.
Hosted by Yassine Bey and my sis Guapale, another artist I toured with, grew up with out here in Oakland. So they're hosting. You got DJs. Talib Kweli doing a DJ set, Lady Ryan, Mr. E, Big Von.
Mr. E's coming out of retirement again.
Coming out of retirement. I feel like it's going to be kind of like a party vibe, but they're going to be bringing up guest artists. I'm going to do a song or two.
And where's that at?
That's going to be at the Mezzanine in the city.
You got to go.
I feel like going to San Francisco.
So come into the city tonight. Also, I want to say on January 20th, I'm doing this big MLK event at the Scottish Rite Temple with Living Jazz. Scottish Rite Center, not the temple. So, but follow me on all the social media. I got a new project coming out. It's about to go a different direction for Kev Choice. So I think it's going to be dope. So I'm just trying to, my 2019 is just about counting blessings and just taking advantage of every opportunity, just grinding harder than ever. So appreciate it.
There you go, y'all. Kev Choice, you already know what it is. True Skool TV podcast. We starting off 2019 for real, right, man. I appreciate you for coming through.
Word.
You know what I mean? All the stories, all the knowledge is great. It's great. Let's get into some more
legends
music.
right here too, and what they do.
We working. I'm working.
So
I'm
yeah,
working.
I appreciate y'all for having me too. Anytime.
Indeed. Let's get into some more music. Maybe some more Kev Choice joints. You got more? You got another Kev Choice joint?
They say more Kev.
Yeah, more Kev Choice. We need more Kev Choice in the box, man.
I have.
In the phones. You know what I mean? Props to everybody who's checking us out on IG, Facebook. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Follow Kev Choice. Follow your man Unlearn the World. Follow Ren the Vinyl Archaeologist. We get busy here. Kev Choice. True Skool TV.
Lead the path, illuminate through the night, yeah. Shed light, it's the new dawn. Clear vision for your sight, so open up your eyes and see forever. and important. And you deserve the best that life has to present. Every moment's intense, hard enough paying the rent. Trying to stay above cement or not doing a stint. Look at the percent of brothers that sent to serve time. Around the world, the government is doing worse crimes. They setting traps to make felons for a third time. No jobs, no justice, what's the frame of mind? Nothing to lose, ain't afraid to die. Never show your worth or how to address the hurt inside. Every homicide I see reported, feel like a portion of myself departed. Could it have been avoided? It's more guns out here than countries that it's wars in. We need conflict resolution in these school courses. Tired of settling for the short end, and one candle can defy the darkness. Shed light, lead the path, illuminate through the night. Shed light, it's the new dawn. Clear vision for your sight, so open up your eyes and see forever. No escaping the reality, no matter how many fancy restaurants sprout up. The menus don't cater to the issues around us. Good for the nightlife in uptown, the lights bright with the hood out the eyesight. Left in the dark, first Friday, yeah, cultivate the arts. Why we can't have the same in Serenity Park? Could be a spark for a family hit hard, living next to a crack house. Day-to-day shootouts, younger cousin almost caught when I sent the cool out. Said that's just part of the game, they tossed the rules out. Wild out here like a pack full of wolves, dripping through a full moon out. Telling two cities, the pretty and the gritty, the welcome and neglected, the prosperous and profitless. We got some issues to address, can't build a part of the city and neglect the rest. I came to shed light, lead the path, illuminate through the night. Yeah. Shed light, it's the new dawn. Clear vision for your sight, so open up your eyes and see forever.
So, Mad Skills dropped his 2018 wrap up. Him and Uncle Murder typically do a 2018 wrap up, but Mad Skills has been doing it for longer. So let's see. Oh, and he got Lil Duval of Living My Best Life fame. All right, let's get into it. Let's hear it. I'm playing it here on my thing.
Oh wait, hold on.
Without, we gon' start this thing
alright.
Duval and Skills in the house, come on. Oh, come
Man,
on.
this past year was a trip. Monique came out the gate, boycott Netflix, then Will joined IG and had it lit. Well, let me run that back. Instagram joined Will Smith. Eagles got the chip. Shout to the squad. These fools was out here eating Tide Pods. What? Kim and Kanye had another baby, while everybody else went Black Panther crazy. Movie of the year brought everybody together. Y'all was all head shaking, Wakanda forever. And that pride for some of y'all was a stunt. Had to be. Y'all only kept it up for 2 months. What happened? Kylie had Stormy. Quincy Jones was bugging. Open for press. She like, nah, I ain't running. And 21 and Amber couldn't get it right. And Black China got caught checking the mic. And Tristan Thompson, bruh, you a creep. The word on the street is black men don't cheat. They don't. Safari stripped down, Nas was writing letters. Beyonce was out here destroying Coachella. Yep. The Me Too movement had a couple shockers. Then Meek came home, flying the helicopter. I see you, Meek. Cardi B flashed a bump on them haters. Her and Offset, I got more on that later. And shout out to Philly, but bro, what's up? Why can't I be black and chill in the Starbucks? This is America, and bro, it's wild. Our data was everywhere. Facebook was on trial. Yep. Fab and Emily was beefing for real. Now they got Cosby singing booed up in jail. And that Walmart kid, I hate his voice. Fuck you mean slavery was a choice. What? Yeah, been in the way and it feels like forever. Your music got worse, your trolling got better. Facts. The lotto hit a Billy, and that's no cap. But when Thanos came, he took half of that. And the royal wedding was quite the affair. ABC got Roseanne the fuck out of here. Ye threw on his little MAGA hat, and white chicks calling cops on us just cause we black. Doves beat the Cavs, JR was late, then Pusha spilled all of the tea on Drake. All we heard was you were hiding a child. Wow. I'm like, bro, the rap game getting wild. Eminem 5 back at MGK. We got a surprise album from B&J. LeBron got gone, left for LA, and I still want to know who bit Beyonce. Bieber and Ariana got engaged, and who told IHOP they could change their name? Change it, Toys R Us closed, they did Serena wrong, then R. Kelly put out that long-ass song. The whole year was ugly. Remember Kiki, do you love me? Man, Shiggy showed out, Lil Bruh got around. But like everything, y'all drove that to the ground. Power came back, Kanan got took out, and everybody and their mama was leaving the White House. Wayne dropped the Carter, he was back for show. And y'all job shamed dude from the Cosby Show. Why? And Cardi and Nicki, y'all need to quit. How the hell you throw a shoe in a Fashion Nova fit? Kylie and Travis made all the bread, and 69 trolled his ass right into the feds. Fortnite was everywhere, that's just facts. The floss dance, how about we leave that where it's at? Please. The song of the year was Smile, bitch. And Drake finally made up with Meek Mill and Chris. Demi OD'd, Mac Miller died, and there's still kids out here trying to get high. Wow. Yeah, we had issues, but most were torn. If it wasn't mental health, it was prison reform. They gave Suge 28, that ain't no joke. 50 was petty all year, he wanted all the smoke. Cali was on fire, Will Smith took flight, and Kavanaugh wasn't going out without a fight. The elections kinda got us back in gear, and Ye flew y'all out to who the fuck knows where. Where y'all go? And I don't care about his plans. I just kept staring at him like, bruh, that's y'all mans. And Jill Scott left me on red, cause I was in her DMs like, hey, big head. And Future added to his baby mamas. The book of the year was Michelle Obama's. Just live your best life and smile for the camera. Unless you're Joel Santana. Rondo and Chris Paul couldn't get along. Trump fucked up so much he should get a whole song. The Oscars told Kev to go that way. Weird flex, but Kev was like, okay. B&J was out here getting big ass checks, but y'all was worried about that dude with that big ass neck. And Cardi B, she's still a boss. He went on, so she had to cut Offset off. Sorry, Draymond and KD was War and Peace, and then came, who's the king of R&B? Jacquees, stop running your mouth. Your R&B stands for run your ass back in the house. I'ma say it, y'all might feel away, but the king of R&B, that's Beyonce. Facts. Bro, this ain't what we ordered. It's sicko mode. They separating kids at the border. And the government is nuts. Fuck shutting down. I'm wishing y'all shut the fuck up. Please. R.I.P. to everybody we lost. And to my bro Quincy, I'm praying for y'all. Y'all live your best life and keep doing your thing. This Mad Skills, welcome to 2019.
There you have it. 2018 rapper from the man Mad Skills. That was dope. That was dope. I'm mad that you're using his old ass picture on this thumbnail, bro. That picture's like 10 years old. Like, I don't even think he looked like that anymore. He don't. Look. He look like somebody grandpops right now, man.
That's my intern. That's my intern who chooses the picture.
Okay, yeah. Blame the intern. We firing interns this year. Speaking of interns, shout out to Jane the Message. I think she forgot the message that she was supposed to come through. But I'll see you tomorrow. We're doing a training, a hip-hop educator training at Hip Hop for Change. We're training about 8 hip-hop educators to handle all the massive contracts we got for the city of Oakland and across the Bay Area, trying to teach 8,000 kids this year. So it's going to be big things this year. What were some of your highlights from last year, Ren?
My highlights?
Yeah, like what were some of the things that stood out?
Highlight experiences or highlight?
Just anything. Just like music, things that you was fucking with, things that you did, things like what were some of the moments for you 2018 that like really in hip hop? Let's keep it to the culture. Keep it to the culture.
2018. There's just so much music that came out in 2018.
It was madness. It was crazy. I think everybody who I even listened to dropped an album last year. Like everybody, except with the exception of Kendrick. I think everybody in hip hop dropped an album last year except for Kendrick. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I was feeling that Method Man.
Method Man's a good album. Mm-hmm. Method Man was a good album.
That's fresh in my brain.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to J. Cole. J. Cole pretty much bodied every single feature. He had the most features of any hip hop artist.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he featured like on Black's album, who's an R&B artist. He featured on Wale's album. He featured on Royce the 5'9's album.
And on top of that, he didn't have any features on his album.
Exactly. It's weird. But I think he was trying to put himself or solidify his space back in that conversation of who's the best MC of his generation, right? When we talk about Kendrick, we also talk about Drake. We talk about J. Cole. And he wanted to reaffirm that he belongs in that space.
He doesn't need features.
Exactly. He dropped his own album, which was dope. And I think people kind of panned it when it first came out. It was one of those albums that kind of like grew with you. But when you first heard it, you were like, yeah. For me, at least. You know what I mean? But then I started hearing him all these features. I'm like, yo, fuck, Cole is like, he kills everything.
Yo, I saw him at the Oracle, and everybody knew the words.
Yeah. No radio singles, no features, nothing special. Just,
Crazy.
you know what I mean?
Packed out.
You know? I think he could benefit from next album working with other producers, and I think that's kind of the knock that people have been talking about recently with J. Cole, is that he could stand to benefit, and it'd be advantageous for him to work with other producers and kind of expand his brand that way. I think it would turn over, and he would have like a more classic album from that. But yeah, I mean, I think J. Cole's performance last year, 2018, was phenomenal. A whole lot of fucking albums came out. I can't even talk about.
I mean, you have a lot of your own highlights of 2018.
I
you opened for Ghostface.
I opened for like everybody, but the Ghostface show had to have been like the spike in everything, and I'm just grateful for the year, and I'm just trying to keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? I'm opening it up for Master Ace.
Dope.
Marco Polo in San Jose, March 15th.
Very slept on.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Master Ace is one of the most slept on MCs of his era.
I mean, Eminem says that he took his style from Master Ace. And you can hear it. You can really hear it when you hear
yeah, you can
Ace.
totally hear it. If you're not familiar with Master Ace, make sure you go back on Spotify and check it out. Check out the album he has with Marco Polo. Yeah, I mean, 2018 was a great year for me. I'm just blessed and excited, and I'm just trying to keep it going. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to keep it going. Happy for this podcast. Happy for all the opportunities. It's First Friday today.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm DJing tonight at the layover.
At the layover. You know what I'm saying? That's
you should
dope.
come through.
I should. You know what? I will, because I'm actually going to the Steph Curry event. Steph Curry and Friends at the Fox Theater.
Oh.
Yeah, he has this special event. It's like 1,000 guests. I'm gonna be there. I think he has E40 performing, Mr. Fab performing. It's gonna be kind of crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I'm happy
Oakland's gonna be lit tonight.
It's gonna be lit. It's lit. The town. It's First Friday. It's First Friday 2019. Man, listen, it's gonna be crazy. But then this weekend, what you got going this weekend?
That's it, man. Just
recovery.
Just the layover. Yeah, recovery from the new year, my birthday party, all that good shit.
Your birthday party was lit. Can we talk about your birthday party, yo, fam? Ren ain't no slouch when it comes to this party shit, man. Like, you know what I mean?
20 plus years.
For real. But like, it was, people showed love. You had Hip Hop for Change in the building. You had a lot of other nonprofits in the building that you've worked with over the last few years. Family, friends. You had the DJ with the videos playing. You know what I mean? It was dope. It was really.
Thanks for coming out.
Of course. It was really.
I had a good time.
It was real. It was lit. It was a movie in it. But we gotta keep shit going. Anything else we want to talk about? What we doing?
I don't know. We could close out now before I get a ticket.
Yeah, word. All right, so yeah, we're gonna close out.
Let's close out with some Master Ace since we
first show
about
2019. We here. Shout out to Kev Choice who came through on
Word
it.
up.
I appreciate all y'all for tuning in and checking us out, man. We're gonna keep shit going.
In a couple of weeks, we got DJ D Sharp.
DJ D Sharp coming through. We're gonna keep on having guests. I think I like having guests and having conversations. And it was cool. It was dope. We got a lot of info. We played some dope music. We're gonna keep on banging over your head with some raw hip hop, old school, new school, true school. Unlearn the world. Peace and love. Ren Divine Archaeologist. Peace and love. We out this bitch.
Word.
Onezers.
One, two. We'll close out with King Crooked's new one.
Smell smoke. Oh, not yet? Alright, cool. I'ma relax. Yo, what's happening, y'all? It's the legendary flow. You already know King Crooked, our Long Beach family business. You heard me? Yo, rhyming whole sentences, crime with no witnesses. Mind your own business if your eyes behold me killing the sickest lines with no censorship. Fighting that like Uncle Luke, like you snort Hennessy. Every line's 100 proof and proving they the fucking truth. Praying for my enemy. Catch me out east in a dicky suit and a bubble goose. Nuck if you buck, nigga. Riding with my gangster boot. Cigar in my mouth, bucket hat with the kangaroo. Fuck you rappers, I came for you. Guns are blasting, my aim is true. Lucky bastard, you made it through. Fucking facts where I'm from. Tucking ratchets, the thing to do. I ain't the same as you. I fuck with classics, the tracker get dumped in acid. I slay the crew. Prayers up for my niggas who didn't make it. Prayer rug in the basement. We famous and living sacred, but humans who still sinning. Women stripped to the anklet. It's like the new Renaissance. Picture bitches naked. At the trunk national, I'm playing some golf in the dashiki. Vibranium in the cloth. I ain't a lost nigga. The skin I'm in is so ancient. Remain a boss nigga. Gave you a deal in the bag. You became a soft nigga. Cut off my water. Them chickens to go to Mexico. To feds on my nuts like tentacles on my testicles. Killer flow made me legend. So intercourse with a sexy hoe. Rock a fur in December. Identical to an Eskimo. I'm in my condo. Bumping Quando. Rondo. Any John fuck with my dough. Gon' be a John Doe. Love that young and wild shit. But I want all my young niggas to make it out the game. Enjoy your money and fame, my nigga. G shit. We came here on a sea ship. Shackles on our feet. Now it's cracking. We can eat. And it's the shit I feed the streets with. Fuji La beat flip. Freestyle. Tattoo the only time I ink drip. The West is hot. Will the W be destroyed? I bet it's not. See the W's we enjoy. Respect the block. At the W we the boys. Connect the dots. That's W.E.B. the boys, homie. Black and prominent. Wyclef John in it. Designer denim. Never recessive. Them jeans dominant. I don't spit a 16. I vomit it. West Coast like a purple and gold Laker jersey with LeBron in it. So honor it. Yeah. Yo, Old Me EP coming soon. You hear me? Coming. Brand new shit. New shit. California Crooked Eye. The king in the front. Family business. Hit makers. Y'all know what it is, man. Yeah. Old Me EP coming soon. You know what I mean? Drop something like December 21st. Yeah.